Despite all of the wokeness that the Golden Globes has been pursuing over the years and has been applying to their award shows, the Golden Globes has now been canceled. The Golden Globes is over, everyone. And honestly, I am happy to hear this because the Golden Globes is trash anyway, but the NBC has now canceled the Golden Globes 2022 because of some accusations that have been made about the Golden Globes and some scandals, some corruption, all that stuff that has been exposed about the Golden Globes and the organization behind it, which is of course the HFPA. So we're going to be taking a look at that in this article here, and I find it to be very interesting that this continues to happen, where people, individuals, or organizations that continue to push for more wokeness, that continue to try to virtue signal to the highest degree, end up being some of the most corrupted organizations and people imaginable. And that is exactly what the Golden Globes seems to be. So the 2022 Golden Globes will be canceled on NBC as the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, the organization responsible for presenting the annual Golden Globes Awards ceremony, faces fire over accusations of corruption, sexism, and a lack of diversity. So we continue to believe that the HFP is committed to meaningful reform. However, change of this magnitude takes time and work, and we feel strongly that the HFPA needs some time to do it right, NBC said on Monday, according to a report on Los Angeles Times. The other thing that I find to be very interesting is that this type of stuff never comes to light. Like, I mean, these people, like the NBC canceling the Golden Globes, that would never have happened if these scandals didn't come to light. If the Golden Globes wasn't suddenly in the news, wasn't suddenly in the mainstream media and all of that stuff, wasn't suddenly under scrutiny. Like, the NBC would never have canceled them otherwise. And that is the most pathetic thing about all of this, that all these organizations suddenly pretend that they really care, that they're going to cancel the Golden Globes for integrity and for race and all of that stuff, and for women. You know, like they continue to push that. Meanwhile, you know that it's all just bullshit, because they never would have canceled them if this wasn't brought to light. It's the same thing with Tom Cruise here. So Tom Cruise is reportedly returning 3 Golden Globes as Hollywood diversity crisis continues for the HFPA. Tom Cruise never would have returned those Golden Globes if this stuff wasn't brought to light. If Tom Cruise actually wanted to be a man of integrity, if Tom Cruise actually wanted to do the brave and bold thing, he would have returned those Golden Globes before the scandal was brought to light. And that is the thing that I find to be the most pathetic about Hollywood, is that everything they do is just virtue signaling. It is all for public spectacle. It is all just to push more publicity. Tom Cruise is doing this right now because suddenly it is very brave and noble of him to do it. If he had done it a year ago, people would have laughed at him, would have said he was crazy. But I'm sure that Tom Cruise probably knew of some of the nonsense that was going on with the HFPA, as well as some of these other celebrities that are now, you know, throwing stones at them as well. So as such, NBC will not air the 2022 Golden Globes, the Comcast's own network added. Assuming the organization executes on its plan, we are hopeful we will be in a position to air the show in January 2023. So they're just giving them a break, basically. Wow, very, very stunning, very brave of them to just give them a break, I guess. Like, give them a timeout. Yeah, that's really gonna show the world that you really, really care about this stuff. It's just ridiculous, man. It's all just bullshit. It's all just nonsense. It's just virtue signaling. That's all that it is. It's just... And anybody with common sense can see through this and see that, right? So, Hollywood cancels itself. Golden Globes organization implodes, and accusations of corruption and lack of diversity. So, in the latest act of liberal Hollywood cannibalism, NBC has pulled the plug on the 2022 Golden Globes telecast. The studios, including Netflix, Amazon, and Warner Media, have cut ties with the Hollywood Foreign Press Association over accusations of corruption and a lack of diversity. So, even Tom Cruise is getting in on the virtue signaling, returning the 3 Golden Globes he won for Jerry Maguire, Magnolia, and Born on the 4th of July. On Monday, Comcast, we continue to believe that the HFPA is committed to meaningful reform. So, you know, basically all of this is just virtue signaling. That's all it is at the end of the day. Apparently there's just a bunch of accusations that are coming out against the HFPA. In March, the HFPA committed to having 13% black membership after it was criticized for not having a black journalist among its members, and after 100 PR firms sent a letter demanding the organization make changes. On Saturday, Marvel movie superstar Scarlett Johansson called out the HFPA, saying she faced sexist questions at one of its press conferences. The Black Widow star urged the entertainment industry to take a step back from the HFPA. A day earlier on Friday, actor and Marvel movie star Mark Ruffalo became the first Hollywood A-lister to distance himself from the organization. The HFPA is also hiring a chief diversity, equity, and inclusion officer to address its public relations crisis. So, which of course is obviously someone who is just hired just as a chief diversity, equity, and inclusion officer literally just means that you are just going to be judging people based on race. That you're just going to be hiring people based on race. That everything that you do is focused on race. Which of course to me is just wrong. It's just the wrong way of looking at things. I don't think that we should be focused on race. I don't think that we should be making decisions based on race. I don't think that that is what we should be doing. We should be hiring the best people, the people with the most merit, the people who are best and most equipped and qualified for the job, right? Like that's what we should be doing when it comes to hiring individuals. But of course, Hollywood, this is what they do. They continue to virtue signal and they continue to try to push for more racism, but it's at the same time they're doing it in the guise of wokeness. So apparently the Golden Globes is now suddenly very, very bad, even though people have been attending it for years and years and years, and they have been praising it, and they still go there to get their little rewards and everything else from the Golden Globes. People have been doing this for forever, right? Like this has been a thing for a very, very long time. And now suddenly it is very, very bad because the Golden Globes has been put under the watchful glass of scrutiny, and now actors and celebrities are just looking at this as an opportunity to try to do some virtue signaling, and that's basically what is going on with this entire situation. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think about all of the attacks on the Golden Globes and stuff? I can't stand the Golden Globes, so I don't really care either way. The fact that the Golden Globes is being canceled for 2022, honestly, that's probably better for society, so I'm totally fine with it. Just, yeah, that's cool. So, but let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I think it's all just BS, the reasons why people are doing it, and the fact that suddenly everyone is now taking a very brave stance against the Golden Globes. It's all ridiculous. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe for new here to my channel. I'd appreciate that a lot, and I'll talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart's desire.